Good afternoon. This is Greg with the National Weather Service in Spokane. This is our weekly weather briefing for the last Monday in October. It's the 29th. Let's start to talk about the weather we expect for the next week or so. The seasons are changing. We saw a big change in our weather pattern late last week, and it carried into the weekend. And the weather is going to continue to be active for the next 7 to 10 days or so. We're looking for several opportunities of precipitation. Tuesday night into Wednesday could be potentially noteworthy for a few, with the potential for more widespread precipitation, and we could see some more mountain snow accumulations, and the passes could be slick for a couple of hours on Wednesday morning. As we move into Friday and into the weekend, it looks like we're going to have the potential for at least two pretty significant storm systems, bringing potentially rainy and windy conditions to the region. So we're going to focus on these three things here in the briefing. Here's what we saw this morning. This is Sherman Pass in north central Washington at an elevation of about 5,575 feet. This is on Highway 20. We're beginning to see a bit of winter weather creep into the region. This was right around, or a couple hours after sunrise. We saw some accumulating snow on the road surfaces. We saw something similar up at Lookout Pass on the border of Montana and Idaho. This is at an elevation of about 4,700 feet. Didn't look like it accumulated on I-90, but it did on the shoulders of the road for an hour or two. And we may see something similar as we go into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. This is our snowfall forecast, and you can see accumulations are mainly confined to our mountainous regions. It looks like mostly 4,000 to 5,000 foot snow levels for the system coming in Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But if you do have plans to make the drive across some of the passes early Wednesday morning before the sun gets up too much, there may be some slushy roads or a little bit of slick driving conditions for a couple of hours. As we move into the winter time here, this is a good time to remind folks that there is traveler information available both from the Washington Department of Transportation and the Idaho Transportation Department. So these are good bookmarks to have on your computer if you do quite a bit of travel across the mountains this time of year. The Friday through Monday time frame looks like it has the potential to be particularly active with a couple of storm systems. The first one looks like it will arrive on Friday, bringing the potential for locally heavy mountain rain. Snow levels should be up above past levels for Friday into the weekend. We also have the potential for some strong winds with this system Friday, and then another possibility maybe in the Sunday to Sunday night time frame. So this is a system to watch over the next few days as our forecast becomes more refined. It doesn't look like this will be a big precipitation producer for our lowlands in central Washington with as much wind as we have with this system. It looks like it's going to be a pretty pronounced rain shadow for places like Wenatchee, Moses Lake, and possibly even as far east as Ritzville. May not get a whole lot of rain out of this system, but it's one to watch as we move into the latter part of the week. And then as we move into the 8 to 14 day outlook, and this is valid from November 6th through the 12th, we're looking for the potential for another pattern change with a transition back to some drier and warmer temperatures, with above average temperatures expected in that 6th through 12th time frame, and below average chances for precipitation during that time. So hopefully we'll cash in on a bit of rain and precipitation over the next 5 to 7 days before we get into this drier weather pattern. As far as impact summary, there may be a couple of hours of locally slick driving conditions on the mountain passes on Wednesday morning. And Friday into the weekend, looks like the potential for some mountain rain that could cause some rises on some of our small creeks, and it may be potentially windy, so stay tuned for the potential for any wind highlights as we refine that forecast. Just another reminder this week, this will be on Thursday, November 1st. The National Weather Service will be sponsoring a winter weather workshop for our partners and agencies, our media partners and our other organization, government agencies that we work with. If you have registered, Andy will be sending out an email with the parking details and other logistical information here by the end of the business day today. So that concludes our briefing for today. Please stay tuned at weather.gov for any forecast changes. We're getting to the time of year where we see a lot more active weather.